about?
Quiet. There we go. Something slow and mellow.
Ooh la la.
Right. So, hello guys.
Hello.
I am your humble keeper for this one shot. We've met before.
Have we?
I don't recall.
I'd like to think so.
I don't. What's your name again?
Alex?
I don't know, but I
It
know
was like
I'm rude
Ajax or
and
something.
kind. Fuck you. Yeah. First and foremost, I would like to thank you guys for giving me this opportunity. It was fun and a bit challenging to throw this together, given that I've never done anything like this before, especially with a system that I don't nearly know like the back of my hand, like 5e. But I think this is easier to balance in 5e, easier to throw encounters and whatnot together. But yeah, I think we're gonna have fun. I hope we're gonna have fun. That's the
I
idea
sure hope
anyway.
so.
It'll be fun.
But regardless, I guess I may as well set the stage. So, like I had said in the premise, the year is 1997, November. Just starting to get into the very cold weather. It's a bit nippy in October, especially on the eastern seaboard, but now, global warming isn't a thing yet. It wasn't invented until, like, I want to say 2005. So
Wasn't invented.
it's still cold around the time that it should be. You all, for better or worse, are members of the S.O.U.P department, which I definitely know what that stands for off the back of my hand. I
Definitely
don't
not
need
scrolling
to
up.
scroll up to remind myself, which is also known as the Suppression of Otherworldly and Unnatural Phenomena Department. That means anything otherworldly, unnatural, extraterrestrial, paranormal, supernormal, etc. If it's any of those things, S.O.U.P doesn't like it. So it is your guys' job to apprehend it, to put it where the civilian eye won't see it. Or, if need be, in dire situations, 2006, it was close. Or if the situation calls for it, if apprehension and incarceration is not a possibility, you guys are also sent to exterminate. But of course, some of you have done that, some of you haven't. Some of you have been with S.O.U.P a lot longer than the others. Well, working with S.O.U.P anyway. So I guess, first and foremost, what we're going to do is go around the table, and I want you guys to introduce your characters by name, by appearance, and by reputation. Whether you interpret that as reputation in the S.O.U.P department or reputation as a whole, I'll leave that up to you. So does anyone want to go first, particularly?
I can start.
Precious, you want to mute? Yeah, there you go. Then we'll just go down the Discord order.
The Discord table.
Mm-hmm.
I am playing Sergeant Kirstoff McLean. Totally not named off of anyone we know. Not at all. Absolutely
Only
not.
the original name.
McLean.
Do not steal.
Yeah. Original OC, don't steal. Hey, for all we know, Kirsty is related to this person. Might actually exist. Who knows? Maybe she has a great uncle who's in the SAS.
I should have given you the family crest so you could have hidden that on the person somewhere.
Shit! That would have been weird. I know.
The thought was
It's too
there.
late.
Sergeant Kirstoff, when you see him out of his kit, which is a very rare phenomena, probably as rare as some anomalous occurrence observations, he has really thinned out, like, buzz cut hair. He has, like, sort of mutton chops, all big and bushy, always unkempt because he has his gas mask on usually. In his kit, he looks like pretty standard, I guess Gulf War era operative. He is, or was, a member of the SAS at some point. If you ask him about it, he'll give you a story or two. He doesn't mind. As long as, like, you don't go spreading it around. Let's see, what else? He has apparently his team of boys Agents Alpha, Bravo, and
Legs.
Charlie.
The
Uh,
boys.
It's unknown if they actually don't have names or if it's just a really long going bit that they don't have names. And anytime someone asks Sergeant Kirstoff or Curse Kirs or Curse because it's just a bit. He's cursed. Consider how where he is, he's not entirely against it. If you ask Sergeant Curse about if they actually do or don't have names, he just doesn't say. He says it's like, hey dad, can I go get ice cream? Ask your mom. That's exactly what he'll do. He'll be like, go ask them. And then they'll inevitably bounce you back to him.
And you'll never get an answer.
So yeah, that's
the
Sergeant.
All right. Now, question for you, Sergeant. What are you doing here stateside? How did you come to work with the American branch of S.O.U.P?
Sergeant
specifically
Curse
in the
is like
Boston region.
the Boston region specific. The Boston region, because obviously it's New England, so it just makes sense that the English guy goes to New England. No, it's probably just like specifically for Boston. It was probably just a point of that they just relegated other areas westward, and then being in the Isle of Man, he got relegated westward past Greenland and Iceland over to the U.S. due to a lack in personnel, whether that's budget cuts or people kept dying or disappearing while in the line of duty. Who knows? All Curse knows is he's not going to ask. Because when you ask, that's how you bring ill omen on yourself.
Something that Sergeant Curse knows all too well, I imagine.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. Fred, who are you today?
I am Professor Mortimer Lundgren, who is older than he looks, and he looks quite old. He is an aging gentleman dressed in a suit that's probably a couple of decades out of fashion. He's got tiny spectacles and a glorious mustache. And he's got a little bit of a skull face showing time to time when things get heated.
Light hits
He
him
is
just right.
immortal. So he's probably been around longer than anybody else. He is working with S.O.U.P because he has to.
Why does he have to? Would your little team here know?
Yeah, I think Mortimer is the kind of professor who never shuts up about it. So they would probably know that once upon a time, he made the archaeological discovery of the century and wrote a thesis about this very exciting supernatural relic that he had found. And before he could submit and publish his findings, his work and his reputation was destroyed by a smear campaign. May or may not have been S.O.U.P that orchestrated that whole thing. So now he has no choice but to accept the gracious terms of the employment offer. You can either forget all about this and go about your merry way, or you can work for us. And to Mortimer, being right is more important than being happy. So of course he accepted the job offer.
Oh, what? Oh, dude, someone ruined your reputation? That's a shame, because you were actually onto something there. Do you want to, give us some of that expertise, I guess? Or do you want to, be homeless? It's up to you, really.
Yeah, you have a choice here.
It's okay. I'll stick it out for a couple of centuries, and then I'll outlive the agency. I mean, I'm here for the long game.
Now, you're a pretty old guy, no offense. And you're playing an old character as well. No, okay, whatever. That silence speaks volumes. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to overstep. But do you think you've been here with S.O.U.P, not just the American branch, but with S.O.U.P in general, longer than our dear sergeant there?
Potentially. I don't know how long the sergeant's been here, but I would consider it a possibility.
I think
that's fair.
I think given that your suit is several decades out of style, you might have been picked up around the 40s or 50s, which is probably around the time that you started doing your thesis. Maybe around the time that you became immortal. Is that something you...
that's reasonable. Yeah.
Okay. And then I imagine only in the past month and some change have they started sending you out into the field rather than having you work in a dusty old library or office.
Yeah. I'm not too pleased about that, but such is the crumbling cookie.
Yeah, for whether you like it or not, you are by their definition an anomaly, which means that all hands on deck. But yeah, so that's Professor Mortimer Lundgren, a professor of archaeology, or at least he was. Garth, who are you today?
I would imagine that he's okay with being called Mortimer by the sergeant or professor. But like if you're feeling like Professor Lundgren is a mouthful, he's okay with Professor M. That sounds ominous. He likes that.
just don't call him Morty.
It sounds like you're trying to be Professor X, but terrifying.
Just probably go with Professor for the most part.
Hey, Prof, what's up?
Keep all mentions of your actual name under wraps. They know you're a professor. That doesn't mean anything. Or does it?
But yeah. Sorry, Garth. You on?
Oh, you're on.
Garthus?
I am playing Joshua G. Smitherson. He just goes by Josh most of the time. He's just a guy. He is B to B plus student. He's tried to go to college. Kind of got dragged out of that once. We'll get to that later. Just works a night job at a bar. Paid for a mediocre apartment that was probably a bit overpriced. Didn't do terribly anything of note. He was going for general ed. He's just a guy. He has no idea why he's here. He just had a kind of a run-in one time with one of the agents, and they're just like, hey, you're coming with us now. It's like, but I have school. It's like, yeah, so you're coming with us. It's like, I guess I'm coming with them. And apparently, he's been classified as super normal. He doesn't really know what that means. He kind of takes it as a compliment because there's a lot of weird shit around here, and being extremely normal sounds better than having tentacles coming out of your eyeballs. They're also trying to convince him that, like, sometimes he pulls stuff out of his pockets that doesn't make sense to them, but he's just like, I just had it in my pocket. Shrug. Like, it's just sometimes there's just chips in there. I don't know.
Has that always been a thing that Josh could do?
I mean, when they bring it up, he's just like, yeah, I guess. Because, I mean, like, when do you start pulling your phone out of your pocket? You don't remember the day that you started just pulling things out of your pockets. He's just always kind of just had stuff in his pockets, pulled something out. Or maybe it was recent. Maybe it's been there since he was born. He has no idea, because it's nothing of note to him.
So, Josh is a pretty normal guy. Does he have a pretty normal family out there somewhere?
Somewhere. If he's allowed to keep in contact with them, he would probably, like, call them every so long. He isn't? Okay.
No, he's not.
He will never see his family again. Yeah, probably. I imagine he's going to school in New York, or in Boston, excuse me, because that's where this whole thing was taking place. So they're probably, like, upstate New York or something like that. Like, they just live up there somewhere doing completely normal things that Garth totally knows that they do in upstate New York. They own a Dunkin' Donuts.
Be rich, dig snow. I don't know.
Dig snow.
Where was the professor from? Again?
That's a really good question. We didn't decide on what university.
Country origin, alma mater.
Yeah, let's hear it, Alec.
Fuck. I wonder if anyone's gonna. You were actually tenured. You were actually a full professor at Miskatonic University of Art and History. That's actually here in Massachusetts, Essex County.
Oh, okay.
In the town of Arkham.
Of course, Arkham. Yeah.
We got a Batman situation going on. One of the anomalies is Batman, but he keeps getting taken out. I am vengeance. Get back here.
Yeah.
Who let you out?
Last you saw that beloved office of yours, it was being removed from the university, actually, and relocated to the Boston S.O.U.P complex.
They took his whole office.
They can
Oh,
do that.
wall.
You don't
Yeah.
understand the weird tech Soup has, all right? They can do that.
No, that's fine. It's more of a question of why.
They also do that in South America.
You do recall, Mortimer, that Professor Dunwich was actually quite upset at having one of his walls taken, but c'est la vie. So yeah, that's Josh. Need not
That
hurry
man was
today.
always pretty stuck up.
A little bit of country in there.
Stretching. Today, I am playing Boo. She is a young girl appearing to be, 5 to 7 years old. She's pretty small. She's got a green and white dress, it's got like an apron over it. She's got red boots, and of course her head is a hollowed out carved pumpkin. If you look into the pumpkin, it's just a pumpkin. There's nothing there. It's just a pumpkin. It's a question of how she eats, because she doesn't have a visible, throat in the pumpkin, but she can eat, and does, voraciously. If I remember what that word means.
Like animalistically, yeah.
Yeah. She's not from Boston originally. She's from a much more rural town nearby. I'm assuming that you guys have those. I don't know.
Yes, we have.
America has no rural towns.
I meant close to Boston, all right?
Well, if you go out from any city enough, it'll get rural.
Oh.
In
Then
theory.
you're in
Okay, I got
Ohio.
unplugged. She claims
Ohio-gozaimasu.
she came from a pumpkin patch, but they don't really know because they found her in a cemetery with various body parts. She was having a tea party. And those body parts came from a string of murders leading up to Halloween in 1982. She got taken in. I don't have this fully written out, but she got taken in with some kind of deal. She wouldn't struggle. She wouldn't put up a fight if she could have her own room and decorate it how she likes. And also, get a Slurshee in the mix there too. So, she was taken back in 1982 and hasn't aged a day.
Interesting. So, yet another anomaly brought into the fold, recruited, given a deal. I guess is more accurate. You didn't really have a choice in the matter. It was either that or you stay in your cell.
It's much more fun out and about.
Now, compared to the rest of your team here, you have the best grasp on the arcane. What, if any, or if we would even know it, or if you even know it, what would you say the origin of these powers are?
She doesn't have a clue. And neither do I. She was just kind of born this way as far as she's concerned, if you believe her tale. She'll tell you that she just kind of woke up in a pumpkin patch one day and kind of pulled herself out of the ground and has been wrecking chaos and havoc ever since.
Oh, she was born from the ground like a dwarf.
Well, that's what she says.
Now, she has a bit of a dark side. Does she have a happy place to help suppress that?
That's a good question.
A sort of mind palace she retreats into?
I'm trying to think of any iconic places she'd know, like Disney World or something.
She's just been to Disney World once. Is there just a ride that's not used at Disney World anymore?
There was no. There's this she's from a rural town, but she, being an unsupervised child, has walked, in the surrounding cities. And one time, again, she mostly does this during October, so people don't, Anyway, there was this hotel. Whether she was actually in the hotel or saw it in like a pamphlet or a flyer or something, that is her happy place. How she imagines the hotel. Just this big, grandiose hotel.
Did the flyer say the Overlook Hotel by any chance?
Yes, it did.
Your happy place is a murder hotel.
That sounds right though.
Yeah.
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 Which, just real quick.
Oh yeah, no, it fits the bill. I had to
About
look it
to
up.
drop
Okay.
some shining gifts on
I
us.
wanted to look up to see like where that hotel is supposed to be like located. It's in Oregon, so never mind.
Oh,
I was
what?
wondering. I wonder, is it in No, I guess it is in a sort of mountainous region. So yeah, Oregon fits. But
She
anyway,
saw she just saw a pamphlet or flyer or something for a vacation. It was like,
visit the
ooh.
Overlook Hotel. You'll never want to leave.
Ooh.
You never will. But yeah, so that's the team. Agents ABC included. I will say, Agents Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. Sergeant Kurse knows them the best. They it came with him from the UK branch of S.O.U.P. Though, as far as Kurse knows, they aren't actually from the UK themselves. They don't talk with any accents. Charlie doesn't even talk at all. Mostly just stares at you with that sort of blank, opaque glass gas mask face of his. Gestures every so often. Bravo exclusively talks in police code, 10-4, 10-45 roadside, things like that.
Ew.
Ew.
And of course,
Yeah.
Agent Alpha starts almost every sentence he speaks with "Be advised, sir. Be advised."
Just gonna get this
So,
open ahead of time.
Easy to tell them apart, at least from speech. From sight, not so much. Yeah. So I guess next point of order, now that we sort of know who we are and who each other are, how do you know each other? You guys ideally should have picked out 3 different history prompts, one for each other player character. And I guess we'll go around now and do one, go around again, do another, and then the final time do your last prompt. So I guess we'll go in the same order as we did our introductions. So, Crash.
Let's see which one to start off. Hmm. I'll start with booze.
Getting liquored up already?
Yep. Yep. You are related. Tell them how close.
How are you related to the pumpkin?
It was his pumpkin patch. He grew her.
Oh god!
He was a farmer in a past life.
Curse doesn't know how you're related. All he knows is that when they checked your DNA, it had correlation to his. So that leaves him in a constant state of confusion, which doesn't help because he was off duty at the time, visiting his cousin in Boston when he got that news, and then he just sort of stared at them for an uncomfortably long amount of time. So he does not know how you're related. All he was told is that you are related, and he has not disclosed this information to anyone yet.
So would Boo know? This is a good question.
I feel like Boo might. I don't know if Boo would know, like, the report, but I don't know if Boo has, like, some otherworldly power that just gives some sort of knowledge.
In her
into
heart
that.
of heart, she feels it that you are kin.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
Sounds right.
All right, I like that. Now we could do this 2 ways. We can either do it sort of like popcorn reading, where now that you did a history thing for Boo, it's now Need Not's turn, or we could just keep going in order. What do you guys think?
I like the popcorn one.
Popcorn sounds fun, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So then, whatever you do, just don't pick the one you have for Crash. Otherwise,
So, Boo's...
So Curse.
No, I'll do the one for Josh, but I do have a question first. Alec, if you look at my sheet, I have one for Mortimer that isn't on the list.
Let me see here.
Um,
You're supposed to pick from the list.
I know.
All right.
Okay.
Uh,
That's what I'm asking. If you think that's okay. Anyway, you consider that. I'm gonna.
yeah,
I'm gonna.
I'm just gonna add one thing at the end here.
Yeah, go ahead. Gonna watch him type it. Oh no. Shit. Okay, I'm like I said, I'm gonna do the one how Boo and Josh kind of know each other.
I'm
So-
afraid now.
Depending on I don't know exactly how this would have happened, depending on how tight security is around Boo's room, but she got out and she somehow found Josh, and he was kind of blocking her way. She was running through the halls, I imagine. She didn't get very far, but he was blocking her way somehow, and so you used your powers on them one time. Decide if it was for selfish reasons or not. It was. Some you know how like pumpkin patches have like vines and whatnot all over them, like the I don't know what they're called, but it's
Yeah.
Like
Just
where the
throwing
stem comes
vines.
out?
yeah, it just plant material that's kind of
Pumpkin
vine-like.
roots.
Yeah, a big like twisted branch of those just kind of broke through the floor and like slammed Josh into a wall so she could run past him. And she, as she's running by, she's just, sorry, not sorry, sorry. So
My glasses, they're broken. No, actually, be his Walkman.
He was just trying to take his 12 p.m. designated bathroom break, and suddenly that shit happened.
No, I'm not
and
gonna
then
make
of
that
course probably a whole slew of fucking
joke. Dudes run by.
yeah.
One
a
of them
bunch
runs
other
by,
guys
stops,
and-
looks at Josh, is like, "We'll send someone for this," and then keeps going.
Stops, looks at Josh, and says,
That is funny every time!
Thanks, I'm not gone. Oh, right, now I have to pick one, don't I?
"Yes, you do."
Okay. Let's go with Fred because he hasn't talked yet. You saved their life one time. I like the idea of this happening before S.O.U.P. Oh wait, no, because he would have been taken out of his office. Fuck. Okay, so what had happened at S.O.U.P? Joshua is just like wearing like the headphones for his like Walkman, just like walks into Mortimer's office to like get something because he forgot his homework in there or something. He was trying to ask for help, and then Professor Mortimer just waxed poetic for 2 hours, and he actually didn't get any help. Meanwhile, with these headphones on, just full blast, he doesn't look up and doesn't notice Mortimer is being attacked by something. So while he's like just digging around the office trying to find like his homework, he keeps accidentally sliding like a book with a certain like magical spell in it to push the thing back, or like a weapon so he could stab the thing. Just like keeps putting random things just within reach of Mortimer by complete accident. And by the end of it, he's just walking out with his homework, just happy as a clam. And Mortimer is just like, I don't know Mortimer's
His
reaction, but
mustache
he's
is unfurled.
his mustache is unfurled.
You still got the voice changer.
Oh, what
Yes,
happened? Oh, never mind. It's because I was getting something out of my whatever. My
Because
keys.
after all that, Josh has no idea that he just saved Mortimer's life.
Young man.
He just pulls off one of your
Alright, cool.
He has his AirPods in. Oh no, he can't hear.
We're invented yet.
He has his headset on. Oh no.
Oh god. And then on the way
Yeah,
out, one of
it's
the
one of
books
those
gets thrown by the monster
damned-
and just breaks it. Go on.
Walkmans with shake memory.
All right, Morty, what do you get?
Okay, let's see. So for Sergeant Curse here, they once helped me get a singular item that is now part of my haven.
Ooh,
Tell them what it was.
what's the item?
Let's see.
A gun.
It's gotta be. Oh, I know what it is. It's the. It's part of the armory that he has access to, and it's a item that he carries with him right now as well. It's a silvered sword cane, or cane sword.
Ooh. Ooh.
Got like a little, what do you call that? Wolf's head pommel that he
Ooh.
walks around
Wolf's
with.
head pommel.
Mhm.
Yeah, he has
Who
drip.
or what did you acquire it from, or where did you acquire it from? The two of you.
I don't know if Sergeant Curse here has any ideas. I'm open.
I don't have any ideas, but I feel like it'd be properly British if we stole it from somewhere else's culture.
Yes.
It's like an
We're-
ancient
we're-
artifact
we're
in, like, a
we're
Hindu
protecting it.
temple.
We were protecting it, but we also totally
Yes.
stole it.
100%.
I approve of this message.
If I
Something
may
silver.
put something forth, I like the idea that you stole it from another sort of anti-supernatural agency outside of S.O.U.P. A league of monster hunters, probably even older than S.O.U.P., out in the sort of central Eastern Europe. In this case, you probably got it from Lithuania or maybe Romania.
Somewhere with an Ania.
That makes sense for like the silver cane sort of thing. That makes sense.
It does.
Silver cane and a wolf's head, so it probably belonged to a pretty, at least around the monster hunting circles, a pretty well-known werewolf slayer. But now it's old Morty's.
It's mine now.
Haha, bitch!
Fucking got him.
And you have Sergeant Curse to thank for it because he knew a guy that owned an Apache attack helicopter. So, not a lot of things that can catch up to that.
Hell,
His
to
name's
the
Greg.
yeah.
All right.
Hey, I think we can call up Greg. We could use an Apache helicopter right now.
He sort of lives in Ireland. I'll make a call. Just wait,
Sergeant.
how far can Apache
Ooh.
go? Can you go across the? Probably cannot.
This one can.
This one can't. That's weird teching it.
Anomalous
right.
diesel.
So anonymous. High speed. So I already did Boo, and I just got it from Professor M. So that means, by logic, has to pick Josh. Or so we're gonna cyclical logic here.
Fair enough.
That sounds logical.
Let's see. There are actually a couple I was thinking for Josh. Because they all work so well with the things. Like these prompts are like just so like streamlined into the premies already. Josh is unsurprisingly on an agency watch list, and I've been keeping tabs on him.
That sounds right.
But like it's such a banal job because like Kirstoff, like of all the paranoid awareness he has, he lets it down around Josh because he just doesn't think Josh has the capability of being like a world-ending disaster. So he just sort of like sees Josh and he's like, yeah, I'm keeping tabs on him. We live in the same building, I guess. And that's like good enough.
They ask for like a report. You're just, oh wait, you don't have a smartphone. Just imagine if you had a smartphone, you're just like scrolling through that. Send a report. Takes a picture of Josh.
Nah.
Keeps
I'll make it canon right now. Kursoff has a typewriter in his room that he physically types everything on.
Actually,
Oh my
that's better.
God.
That's better than anything.
So loud too. It's like fucking. Despite all this paranoia, you can't hear shit over that. So.
Sometimes when people knock on his door to get something or to ask him for something, he begins typing extra loud, extra fast, and then he says that he didn't hear him. It's usually the agents. It's usually the agents.
Why the two of me?
The two of you.
Huh?
This is getting out of
There are
hand.
2 of you?
There was for like a second. I'm not crazy.
Aw. I don't believe you. So,
I will say also that, like Curse doesn't like another point on it of why Curse doesn't think that Joshua is like gonna be a problem in any form is that like Boo hangs out with Josh a good bit, and he's just like, yeah, between the two of them, one of them seems a bit more otherworldly than the other. So I'm back in a bit.
One of them is actually possibly a problem.
who, me?
Never.
Never. So my turn. Let's go with Boo. Because Boo's is a very simple one. You're suspicious of them. I'll just read out the little paragraph I put. Look, the kid's nice, but also weird as hell. I mean, she has a pumpkin for a head, and floats, and her voice echoes. I'm living in a horror movie anytime she's around. Also, why can she have a shotgun and I can't? I feel that's just like mildly jealous, but also like, what the what? Why do we have to work with this? It's a pumpkin child. How do they even eat?
Be advised, she's not supposed to have that shotgun.
Who let her have the shotgun then?
We keep taking it from her. That's the problem.
Oh
She
god.
keeps getting it back.
She keeps getting it back.
Be advised.
A magician never
Tells
tells
her secrets.
You're not a magician, you're a
Um,
psychopath.
Same thing.
The Joker would agree.
I forgot to that I had like a paragraph for
Ooh.
Boo's discovery thing. It's not finished, so I didn't send it, but
That's alright.
yeah, I just sent it. So I'm pretty sure I showed like 2 of you already. Anywho, it's my turn.
Yes, it is.
And I think I need to pick Mortimer. Yes, by logic. The one I have for Mortimer is not one of the options, but Alex said I could, so yeah.
Yeah.
You are one of the anomalies they were studying / found in their studies. Ask them what they find out. And you know, I didn't have an idea until like I thought I had to come up with one that you found out. And I didn't have an idea until I realized that it was you to come up with it. So if you'd like, I think it'd be funny if you knew the connection between Curse and Boo, but neither of them did.
He was the one. He was the one running the test.
Yeah.
Well, here's a question: how magic is Mortimer? Like, obviously he's immortal, but like, can he cast spells and stuff like that, or is he just innately magic?
No, he acquired immortality through an object, so he's not innately magical.
Okay.
He's a nerd.
Okay, good. That helps me.
He was
That helps me
fucking
narrow down one of
nerd.
the two. The ones I am.
He has the knowledge of the arcane without the capabilities of it.
Yes. Yeah, I'm cool with that.
Oh,
How
yeah?
are they related?
So-
Who knows?
So yeah,
He
it's neither of
does.
them though. If you come up with something, you can send it my way, and I could just know that forever.
Yeah, sure.
Just know it.
But regardless, it is your turn, Immortal Mer.
Immortal
Mortimer.
I stole this
Mortimer.
joke.
Okay.
By this point, you should have
This
one
one's
left, right?
for need not just went. So this one's for Josh. They are either my student, my apprentice, my ward, or my child. We decide between the two of us.
Son.
The
Your
child
grammar
one
is
would
shit.
be
I taught
the
you better
wildest.
than this.
I mean, considering the thing I said earlier was he went to Mortimer to get help with his homework, I feel like student would make sense. The
What
child would
homework do
be
you
fucking
have?
wild, my guy.
While you work at S.O.U.P, like what night classes are you taking at S.O.U.P?
Well, see, that's the thing is he was picked up while a student in college. I
Did he still
imagine.
go to college though?
I don't think he would still go to college, but he still needs to study.
Yeah. Like, whenever he gets out of this insane situation, because he'll get out of it, right? He has to go get a job somehow. He has to
If
get that
Mortimer's
off-
busy, you can ask Agents Bravo or Charlie for various amounts of help, but not Alpha. He'll prank you.
Alpha, you little bitch.
Frankie.
But the problem is Bravo only talks in police code, and Charlie's silent.
See,
So they are
Alpha-
smart. They are
smart.
smart. They just don't. They're just not helpful.
That doesn't help.
They're just difficult.
See, Alpha
Josh-
will do this like complex arithmetic on a calculator that just ends up saying boobies.
Boobs. Yeah.
Bravo will again write out a complex arithmetic thing, but instead of explaining it in
10.
normal people words, it's just 1024, 1023, 1010, 10 1001, 101, 1022.
You need a translator.
And Josh just like looking at the screen like that one lady with the equations floating around her head trying to figure out where 1022 is. And see 10 or 22 anywhere. Yes, that one. and then
that was actually
Charlie
good.
is just gesturing to parts in the book without saying anything.
He just flips through the pages, gives you the answer, but it's like the part of the textbook where the answer is. And he's basically telling you to go fucking study.
You know what, guys? I'm gonna go to the professor. It's been great. Thank you. I'm gonna go talk to the professor. Bye.
Thumbs
I
up.
imagine that whenever Joss comes to the professor to study, he gets like lessons, but they're maybe like it's like he brought textbooks from the 50s, and the information in them haven't been revised
They got
since.
fucking eugenics
As
in
long
there.
as you're not touching certain topics, you're good.
Boys and 50s.
So
feel like
he's
some of
getting
this
a
is
dated education.
But also, there's probably some weird eldritch shit in there, which is probably really interesting. He's very appreciative, no matter what it is.
You shouldn't
Alright.
be.
So I believe everyone should have one history question left, correct?
Hmm
Yes.
History
Yeah.
prompt.
Duh.
Alright, so then Josh, why don't you kick off the final round?
This is all right. Who's? Oh yeah, it's the Mr. Curse or Sergeant Curse. They are
Mr.
your hero, and it's
Oh no! Oh no!
a completely different dynamic of you're on a watch list. You're my hero. It's honestly, it's mostly because Curse is probably the closest thing to normal in here, which is wild to say. But like, look at the group that he has to pull from. Curse is like someone you could probably talk to, and he'll say normal things, as opposed to something from the 40s or Pumpkin or Alpha Bravo Charlie. I imagine when you said earlier, like if you ask about his time in like the war and stuff, Joshua probably does like ask about that. Like, try not to like bring up bad history, but he is like genuinely curious about it.
I do that with my granddad because he loves to talk. So I just ask him one question, he'll go on for hours. It's awesome.
Aw.
Ask.
Yeah.
Ask. I like. So,
Yeah.
so Josh is
Yeah.
just like, so what was the war like? And then
Which
Chris
one?
just like, do you think I was in World War II, lad?
I mean, it's hard to tell. You're always wearing a gas mask. To be fair, also, Curse is kind of a badass just by the appearance of the token. So there is probably some of that, like, oh, he's like an action movie hero kind of shit going on. I'm just like, ooh.
I was in every war.
Every war.
All
I
the
have
wars.
6. And now I, have
I will
thumbs.
say, Josh. Wait. How old? Let's see. How old is Josh?
What is a normal age? Mid
21.
20 something? So somewhere between like 23 and 25.
23 or 1997 minus 23. Operation Nimrod was 1980. What, Fred?
I don't math.
What, Crash?
1980. Never mind.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was
Whatever.
1980.
Josh,
if I remember
Josh,
correctly.
you've seen recordings of Operation Nimrod, and you could swear that one of those gas masked SES agents, operatives, soldiers, whatever, had the same height and build as old Sergeant Curse here.
Yeah,
not
but
not
like
the second from the left.
this is not the
Well, Maggie,
Maggie
old
Thatchy.
Maggie,
Yeah.
the Iron Woman herself. Yeah.
I mean, there's like no way, right? Nah, he'd be like 40 something at that point then. Nah, that'd be crazy. Curse!
Twitch,
No.
don't step on my computer. Sorry.
Yeah, so that's just kind of generally Josh's stance on Curse of just like, this guy's cool as shit. And also, the closest thing to normal in this place. I need an anchor.
Actually, if anything, the closest thing to normal in this place is objectively Josh, which makes
Yeah,
him
but he can't
the
pick
furthest thing
himself,
from
though.
normal.
Yeah, I can't be my own hero. Have you met Josh? He's nothing to write home about. My only question for Curse is, does he do the blue smoky effect there, or is that just like because of the art?
Well, we have weird tech, so I imagine that's up to
Oh.
Alec.
That's cool.
Grab that resource tag for a reason. I'm gonna use it. Weird tech gadgets.
We'll see if it comes up.
We'll see. Let's see.
Case
Think
can always be
I'll-
made.
I think my last one is Professor M. I picked multiple options for each other person. Now,
So
I
which
want to
one-
Okay,
pick.
in case.
I don't know how this would. I guess we'll see. They pulled you and maybe your team out of a terribly foobarred mission. Foobar is fucked up beyond all repair.
Ah.
I don't know what would have happened for Professor M to have helped with that, but I'm curious as to what we can come up with.
Yeah, I mean he has a lore library, an oubliette that he can put things into, and when they are in there, they can't get out of it unless he takes it out. So there are some potentialities there, maybe.
But would you have been on the field for that, though? That's the thing.
Maybe I got sent out because of something that I specifically could do or provide.
I'm game. All right, the system's called Monster of the Week, so obviously we threw a monster in there.
All right, maybe.
What monster did we throw in there? I say
that's a
we
good
do
question.
something semi-aquatic themed, something amphibious.
Ooh.
I'm not saying
Good
Cthulhu.
pick.
No, that's
Something you guys
Aw.
fished up from Boston Harbor?
The
maybe.
Kraken was on vacation from Norway.
I'm game for that. Having a fucking Kraken, we fucking shoved a Kraken in there. We tricked it into going into the oubliette, and then it's like, all right, mission accomplished.
That's the sound of it going.
Maybe
to
it's still in there.
That's what I was thinking.
We just don't address it.
Woe be to whatever is thrown in there with it.
I'm putting Kraken in.
Yeah, that's
In Boston
pretty
Harbor.
cool.
In Boston Harbor.
So yeah, fucking Operation Kraken Hunt.
I was gonna say Operation
know,
Tea Time.
Oper-
Boston Harbor.
Operation Tea Time. Sergeant Curse and his team of Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie went out. Went out on a speedboat into Boston Harbor to fish up themselves a Kraken with a what is it? An anomalous fishing rod, of course. They got it up, but they couldn't really immobilize it. Luckily, Professor Mortimer, with his lore library and innate knowledge of things with tentacles, knew, these guys need salt. And while they were wrestling with the Kraken, he drove himself over to Home Depot and picked up like 3 bags of rock salt.
Depot.
Home Depot, you say?
That's gonna be the combat theme for this. This is stuff I'm
There it is.
What's that? Oh my god.
Oh my! Wait, you just have it.
You guys
Yeah, of
fucking-
course I have it.
My voice mod
Okay.
actually doesn't work. It keeps forcing me to sign in.
Ah,
Do you have it set so that it starts up on your computer booting up? Because I had it like that and it forced me to keep logging in. But after
No,
I
I'm the opposite.
oh, okay.
Yeah, I told it
don't
to
have that
not boot
problem
up.
anymore.
It's fine. I don't need a.
Do you need
I
me
don't need
to
the voice.
sort of let you back in, or oh, you don't want the voice?
Nah.
Gotcha.
Because if it's gonna happen every time, it's like,
Mhm.
I appreciate the offer.
Excuse me. All right, Morty. Your final history.
Yeah. Who came to me for advice, and I provided some that got him out of trouble. What was the trouble you got out of?
That's a good question.
Right up again.
Possibilities are endless.
They really are. I feel like Boo would have let something out that should not have been let out. They're
It's
just like,
place not falling
ooh,
apart.
what does this lever do? and then flicked it, not knowing that it unleashed some horror.
Maybe that's why the Kraken was in Boston Harbor.
Ooh,
oh, they're all connected.
it's all coming together.
Be advised, in hindsight, we probably shouldn't have put that lever at kid height.
I fucking love that. Okay, my last one. Hold on, someone's at the door. I'll be right back.
Is it Alpha
Her
Bravo?
last
Charlie?
one would be for Curse. So Curse, why don't you? Oh wait, you just did yours.
Yeah.
I have
We
to
did
ask
not
those
not perfectly do this.
Wait, how? What the fuck? All right, so in that case, Josh, why don't you just do your last one?
I already did. I did one for
Wait, what?
Mortimer. I did one for
It-
Boo. I did one for
Oh,
Chris.
is she? Yeah, she is the last one. Okay.
Yep.
Never mind.
We
No, we did
do it
perfectly
right.
do this.
We
I
did
just,
it
for some reason, I
right.
thought there was one more person that had one more history thing. Oh, Alpha and Bravo and Charlie have a history thing.
Yeah, what's it?
With each other.
Sergeant Curse, you're their hero.
That's fair.
Nice.
You are related.
You're
They're all
really.
related. And nobody knows how, except for one person who knows how.
I am back.
Advised, Daddy.
What?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. You don't get context.
All right, I don't know if I want it. What I have written down here, for Curse is they saw you use your powers for selfish or vindictive reasons. Ask them who the victim was, and then tell them what you did.
Josh.
I was
No.
thinking that, but then I was like, too many things are connected. It'd be funny if it was something else, but I just don't have
Go
any
for it.
ideas.
Selfish or vindictive reasons? Well, it's a question of what are Boo's powers? Like what brand should I be concerned about? Should I be worried about torturing people, or Avada Kedavering people? We're talking about like
For
shapeshifting into
reference,
people.
if you look under the used magic and then the effect, you can see the kind of things that a used magic person can do. A weird person, I should say.
Spells and
For the
tortures.
most part, a lot of what she does though is violent. She craves violence. So keep that in mind when you look at stuff about her.
Let's say that we had a mission. We had a mission because it's November right now, so harvest fairs would be a thing happening right now because it's autumn, and
There's actually banned.
someone called you out for being like a weird kid that stole a pumpkin and are wearing it on your head. And even though we got them away from you, you were still mad about it. So in an act of utter revenge, this farmer guy, this hick, you decide to sabotage completely and utterly his winning pumpkin.
Yes.
But there was a bit of a problem because you sort of destroyed everyone's pumpkins. But you still got the guy, so it's okay. And Curse doesn't really give a shit about farmers, about winning fair, so he's just like, it happens.
Does
It'd be
Boo
really-
view pumpkins as people?
That's what I'm wondering.
That's a really good question.
That's what I'm wondering.
Was this like a mass murder for her?
Yeah.
That's
Yo,
bad
and
new
it's
for
Where it's like, is it
Generation.
selfish and vindictive petty or selfish and vindictive genocide? Which one is it?
She's been hanging out with
she-
Mortimer, talking too much about Germany.
Via, oh my god. Okay, via the police codes and us fooling around, we have canonically established that Boo views people as animals. Because 1045, she uses animal carcass, she uses for people, like dead people. So, by that logic, yes, pumpkins are people. For the most part, she doesn't care if they die. However, I feel like instead of like sabotaging it in the sense of like the pumpkins exploded or something, or they rotted or what have you, they came alive. Like if she made them into like, you know those toys that are like snapping teeth?
Yes.
Those, but jack-o'-lantern mouths. They have no consciousness or anything. They just live to feast. But they're very easily they're very
Yeah, they
easily
use a
killed. Like you just
lot of-
stomp on it, but
You had to use a lot of amnesics on that off.
Oh god.
You really had to.
Do you see why I'm suspicious of her? What's the... You see the amount of pumpkin murder.
I did nothing wrong.
You made chattering jack-o'-lanterns.
And I don't see a problem with that. He was mean.
Does Josh canonically like cook stuff? Is he like the designated cook? Because if so, then we could have made a lot of pumpkin pie with that.
He was a college student.
he
though,
doesn't
knows
cook,
how
but
to
he
cook
makes
his
desserts.
cereal and ramen.
Cereal, ramen, and the occasional like treat. So it might be pumpkin cookies. He might have tried dabbling with some pies. Pumpkin cream cheese muffins from Starbucks, TM.
Yum.
All right. Well, I like to think that you guys are more or less acquainted with each other's characters in some capacity, at least. So why don't we get started?